Friends, welcome to the first game in a best of 3 between Vietnam Legends and Frantic in the Escape Champions League. I was just mentioning in my Twitch chat, this is actually the second time I'm going through this because there was a fail with the game. I was just mentioning in my Twitch chat that I'm excited to see how Vivi plays. Vivi is newly acquired by Frantic. He used to play for SY. SY did very good versus Finland just prior to us casting this. I will start with his team, and Xiaofan is his flank. Xiaofan is playing as the Slavs in the red. Xiaofan is a top 50 1v1 player. He's a very solid player. Might not get the recognition that he deserves. We have Vivi, aka Really Diao, aka So Big Diao, aka the Fat Dragon, aka 5 centimeters. He is in the purple, playing as the Indians for his team. The other pocket is the other MVP of the team, I'd say, is Tim. Tim has been around this game a long time as well. He's playing as the Magyars, and then his flank is CL. I'm going to stick with CL, but he was known as Happy Happy in past tournaments. He's playing as the Mayans. Up against him is ACCM. ACCM is top 2 on Vietnam for me. Also very underrated player. He's playing as the Indians. His pocket is €8. It's interesting that this is Bakti, is not playing on his Bakti account. He's playing on €8. I don't know why, but this is backed. He is the only person here in this game who has ever played for Tyrant. Tyrant recently kind of disbanded, but back to quality player. Other pocket is VNS Cool, and then we have Say My Name. And Twitch chat, if you say my name, every time I say my name, I am going to be slightly triggered. I know, I just said not to do it, and you guys are all going to do it. I know that's how it goes. So, I've accepted my fate. I've accepted my fate for this whole series. CL was... Oh, wow. He was fighting ACCM Scout a moment ago. And ACCM said, hey, Bact, come help me out. And Bact did. And Bact could lame this boar. Laming is always a part of the game, in tournaments especially. And I think Bact will say, thank you very much. I like that. And he's going to take some food home. Say My Name is also going through some issues as well on this side. Say My Name is also known as Yellow, but I can't call him Yellow because CL is Yellow and he's on the other team. I wonder if Say My Name knows how complicated he makes things for casters. You guys are the worst. I'm kidding, I actually love it. I wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have reminded you guys of that if I didn't actually enjoy the troll. I just have to avoid chat because I'll think you guys are saying like, RIP, the stream is dropped, and in reality you're just spamming my name. So, Say My Name was able to protect his boar, which is nice. This map is called Valley. There's lots of deer in the center. And normally in team games, you won't see players commit to go out towards that. In 1v1s you will, but in team games, it's too much of a risk. Strategy choices normally include aggression. There's not that water aspect, which we saw on Cross and Scandi earlier. It's mainly about land here. So... pocket players could be going for scouts, which is the norm from pockets. And I think Vivi especially, he'll probably go for a 20 population click to feudal and then start spamming the scouts. Indians with their cheap vills have an amazing scout rush into camels. So I say that, and that might not be the strategy choice for him because he would have clicked up by now. So he will maybe go straight into camels for a fast castle, so he'll be vulnerable for a few minutes. His flank, Xiaofan. Oh, he's actually milled the deer to the north. That's... Is it supposed to be like that? I don't think Valley's supposed to... maybe that was his original floor, right? Yeah, it was his original floor. So he was fortunate to have that. He's building a barracks as he lures another deer, and... it seems to me like he'll have a late uptime as well. Either late scouts or just a flat-out fast castle off a drush. And I think that's what the play is. It's the drush play. ACCM is clicked up for Vietnam. ACCM and back to the left-hand side is going for feudal age pressure, and backed. He's clicked up the earliest after stealing the boar, getting the extra food, and pushing in the deer as Mongols. It's going to be a fast start from him. ACCM is going for scouts as well as Indians for Vietnam. The right-hand side, they will both drush, I guess. This is honestly not what I expected, but okay. Vivi has yet to click up, but he will in a moment. And he should have more than enough resources to work with when he hits the next stage. Is it archers? It is archers for CL. I can't even call CL yellow now, because there's Say My Name, who's also known as yellow. Screw you, Say My Name, making my job difficult. Yeah, it will be archers for CL. So archers versus scouts on the left for the flanks. Tim is going for scouts, as well as backed. Then we have a scout rush from VNS Cool versus a fast castle from Vivi. And then Drush versus Drush on this side. That's a lot of militia, man. That's a lot of militia from Xiaofan. Jeez. He's not messing around here. I mean, they both made militia. I wonder who started it. Vietnam, they have more scouts here. And Vietnam will win the Drush in a big way. Jeez. 4 militia remaining for Say My Name. And now Xiaofan is... he's in trouble here. He has to make a few more militia. This is bad. This is very bad for Frantic. Great recognition from Cool to know that he needed to have his scout there to help his ally. And they'll stop this wall off. It might not kill any villagers, but they're at least holding good map control. And a tower for Say My Name. Xiaofan's still in the Dark Age. He hasn't clicked up. What on earth? Xiaofan's in big trouble and his ally can't help him. Vivi can't help him. It's all on the Fat Dragon, man. It is all on the Fat Dragon on this side. Great start for Vietnam. Great coordination from them. We saw that at the start as well with the scouts, right? Now, Bakht has realized that China almost full walled. I think there might be a hole here. No, I mean, there will be if he chops 20 more wood. But oh god, this is so bad for Xiaofan. They've full walled. They've left him out of it. And he's still in Dark Age. Oh god, this could be so bad. Every enemy player is going scouts. He could get completely wrecked. Okay, well, Tim takes a poor engagement here. Bakht is on top of it. Bakht does not get the extra attack that Tim does, because Tim is Magyar, so he will still need to be cautious. Yeah, and here comes VNS Cool. VNS Cool is arriving. Xiaofan. Oh my god. This is so bad for him, guys. I cannot stress that enough. Well, we're gonna see what you guys came for. We will see what Fat Dragon can do, because it'll be all on Vivi. He's on his way to Castle H now. Can he carry this side back into the game? Archers being masked for CL, and... oh, I apologize. Earlier I said that ACCM would go scouts. I was wrong. I didn't see him on gold at that point, so he's obviously getting fletching now for his archers. So it is archer v archer on this flank. But they haven't engaged yet, as they normally don't. And Bakht has done a couple things I like here. He knows that Tim was sending his scouts this way, so he waited on the hill twice now to get pickoffs. But he still needs to be careful, because Tim has the extra attack, and Tim has more units, and that could spell trouble for ACCM. ACCM, he loses 2 archers, and here comes Tim with his scouts. Great work from CL to pick off that spearman, and ACCM probably should have waited for Bakht. So while there's been great coordination for Vietnam, that was not the smartest start to this engagement, and that's bad. That is bad. We have Mayan archers versus Indian archers as well, so it's not even ideal to have your Indian player going archers. It is ideal to have Mayans with their numbers. And CL's micro has been on point here. Well done. So, Xiaofan is okay. He's fine, right? This is a T90 fine moment. And now Vivi hits the Castle H, and he's only going for 1 stable. So, immediately 2 extra TCs. And he'll spam camels out of 1 stable. So a higher eco approach for Vivi. He's probably saying in TeamSpeak, listen man, you're already dead, so it's not even worth it if I help you, honestly. So I just boom, and I'll pretend you don't exist. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing into the Fat Dragon persona. Vivi will of course come to help. Here he comes. And it's good that he's helping. Say My Name built more towers on the front. Denying some farm space, denying some wood. Luckily for Xiaofan, his gold and wood in the back is in a good position. The other engagement's still going down, and Tim created a lot more scouts than I expected, and more than ACCM expected. He got Bloodlines, Scale Barding, ACCM will lose everything here. Bacta's on the way to Castle Age. Tim has not clicked yet. And he's banking on doing damage in Feudal, and he has. Wow. Interesting stuff, you know. This kind of sets it up for a Vivi carry a little bit. Frantic take this score lead, and if you think about it, Bact will be going Knights, correct? So he'll send Knights, and Vivi has the Camels, so while Tim might not be able to contribute on the left, Vivi can come over and do that. Vivi will have to deal with VNS Cool, who is taking a nice fight here with his scouts. He's also on the way to Castle Age. But, man, if Frantic CL here, if he clicks up, and he's about to, goes for a big ball of crossbows and then a big ball of plumes, it will not be easy for ACCM in this game. But Vivi, with his camels, will clean up this tower, and he will force Say My Name to go back to his base. And Say My Name will go crossbow into Cav Archers as Huns. So, I'd say a solid start for Vietnam Legends. I can't speak. Sorry, this is my 4th set of the day. Strong start for Vietnam, but after a few engagements, Frantic with a slight lead. Vivi has almost 50 villagers. The highest Vil count for Vietnam is 39. Vivi has a strong boom, guys. So far, I'd say that the approach was good. Oh, God, and Say My Name needs to market this, because Xiaofan and Vivi have looped around. He needs to plug the gap here. VNS Cool is adding camels, which is more of a defensive move. I don't know if you want to match Indian camels here. It's going to be tough. Luckily for Vietnam, Cool has camels, and we will see crossbow for Say My Name. Xiaofan, he's still on his way to castle, so Vivi might need to pull back. Here comes Bach with his knights. He doesn't know where to go exactly, because Frantic had the Fat Slob walls up pretty early. Again, Xiaofan's kind of hung out to dry here. He's not involved in the team wall, which makes sense because he's so far apart from his allies. And I guess that would be the case for ACCM here as well, for similar reasons. I think it's right for Bach to wait for his ally to get upgrades. ACCM does have a lot of military in these archery ranges. It's just that he needs to wait until he gets the upgrades on them. And CL? I like the way he's played this. I like the layout of his base. He builds the university. His resources are almost perfect to research ballistics once that's completed. This TC goes up to protect that gold. That's great. He could go for a 3rd TC back here, no problem. And then he's still on stone, so he could build a castle soon after. He is really set up for success there. Looking at Tim's eco, Tim is just now going to 3 TCs. He's spamming knights out of 2 stables, and they have full upgrades now. So +2 defense and then the free +2 attack. Here comes Say My Name and VNS Cool. So again, Xiaofan is the weak point for his team. And he signals that Vivi has enough camels to help. And this is just as Xiaofan will get his upgrades. And he builds a tower. He loses 1, he loses 2, he loses all? Oh, he loses all the villagers. It's at 93%. I guess he didn't lose all. He was able to escape with 2, but it's not looking any better for him, man. I just wonder if Vivi can trap this army. He's getting upgrades now. It's possible. CL is moving forward with his crossbows now, and he's partnered with Tim. And I guess they're going towards backspace. Back is not expecting this. Or if he happened to see that happening, he's massing more at home, and he's telling ACCM that they can go forward. I don't know if Tim and CL expect this many units to be coming at them. But the TC placement will protect the villagers. He garrisons. Wow, what a game here. Vivi goes in at the same moment, and they will clean up these crossbows and camels. Cool types 11, probably because he got trapped in there. I can promise you he's not happy about it. What an interesting game. It's a risk to go forward like this if you're CL. How does Xiaofan deal with this? Bantawan, you just saw it, man. Just wait for the Fat Dragon to arrive. And this has got to be frustrating for Cool. He just lost his army on the front to Vivi. And now the other flank and pocket is on him, denying that TC and sniping a vill or two. However, you have to be careful not to go too far forward. Just like Vivi cleaned up VNS Cool when he overextended, Tim and CL could also be cleaned up in a moment. But ACCM has to come back, Bact has to come back, and that means a castle's probably up, yeah. So that has given CL time to build castle on the flank. It's wonderful, and he has the wood line here. He can use the wood line. There's so many archers, man. The knights can never surround these crossbows with this wood line. And he's right on top of Cool's gold. This is looking so good for Frantic. I cannot stress that enough. Tim should have fought that there. So yeah, that hurts. And I think that all of these units will go down now. Possibly overextended there. But still, I think the idle time they forced was worth it. Frantic winning the game. Vivi has 14 kills, 8 deaths. He's on his way to the Imperial Age. Xiaofan is really struggling, but it's all Vivi, and I think that might be okay. Xiaofan still contributing, showing up with crossbows, being as annoying as possible to say my name. And he's going to let Vivi in here. Tim, he's looking okay. 67 vills versus the 87 of Bacht. So I guess comparing the left-hand pockets, Bacht is way ahead. Bacht also has the stone to build castles and go Mangatai. And he's building one as we speak right here. So I would say that Bacht is ahead of Tim, but I guess comparing the flanks, CL is ahead of ACCM. So that's even-ish. I don't know. Like, Vietnam are more together as a team, but no one can keep up with Vivi. At least I don't think so. Vivi will hit Imp before anyone else even clicks to the Imperial Age. And he'll go for Heavy Camel and probably Imperial Camel, and here comes the spam. So I know that when I watch Vivi play 1v1s, I focus on all of his towers and his forwards, but Vivi can do everything. Vivi deserves all the plaudits that he gets. He's incredible, and let's see what upgrades he's choosing to get. Heavy Camel should be coming in. There it is. Plate Barding should be following. Xiaofan's done a good job. Considering his losses, Xiaofan has done a good job. He's only 9 vills behind on his side, and his KD's even as well, which is miraculous considering his vill losses. Huge armies from Tim and CL. Huge army from ACCM. ACCM's on the way to Imp. And Bacht is probably close. Yeah, he's close, and he's building his second castle. This is a close game, man. This is a close game. I just don't know how Cool can deal with Vivi. Vivi's going to have such a strong force here. And Vivi might know that he's needed on the left, so he'll send his camels here, and they'll be upgraded right as he arrives. That was a signal from Vivi. He said, I'm coming here. Full Magyar Knights, plumed archers, crossbows, and Indian camels, which will now be heavy camels. ACCM is Indians himself. Oh, the engagement from Tim is so freaking sick, man. And now the forward castle right in front of ACCM's archery range. What an engagement from Tim. That was so good. He ran in between the crossbows, ran a little bit past them, pressed the stop hotkey. And when he did that, he ensured he killed half the crossbows. Crossbows that ACCM can't upgrade to Arbalest. And crossbows that might not even survive. Vivi is spamming more camels. He can be on the right, he can be on the left. He's coming back to the left. And I think this is looking rough for Vietnam. Having an Indian's pocket would have been so much better for them. And time again, we see in these team games at the expert level, having an Indian's flank makes it so awkward. Mayans, they've been going archers all game. And ACCM will have the transition now. He's down to 83 pop. He really can't afford to do any of this on his own now. He needs some type of sling. He has a little bit of gold back here. He has a few villagers escaping. But, you know, these villagers will die. The gold will be taken. And Vivi goes to the right-hand side now, where, say my name, he's on his way to the Imperial Age, and he'll go Cav Archers. And Xiaofan will build his second castle. Not sure what he'll choose to do yet. He has 2 castles, that's it. But he doesn't need anything just yet. Like, ACCM is getting completely wrecked. ACCM is blue, so this works well with the T90 wrecked emote. He's pretty much dead. CL will hit the Imperial Age. He'll come out with Trebs and Rams. And it takes Bact a while to get to full Mangadai. Bact has played well, but... wow. I just don't know now. Cool will get his own heavy camel. Oh, this would be cool if he could stop the castle. Yeah, that's nice. Elite Mangadai completed for Bact. Does he have enough? I don't think so, man. It's now Imperial Camel for Vivi. And Indian camels are so much better than Malian camels, despite Malian camels being some of the strongest in the game. Does Vivi start mixing in Siege, or does he continue more of the same and add trade? I think he'll continue with the trade. It's important when you take an advantage in Age of Empires 2 to utilize it economically as well. Like, sure, you're killing your enemy military, but if you're not trading, you might run out of gold, and then your push will stop. So you see a lot of pro players trade very early after they take big wins, especially. Nice try, villager. The castle won't go up just yet. And the Imperial Camels are going to say my name side. And say my name, he is only Halbs, which Vivi can just run away from. And Vivi will probably go right into Cool's base. And Cool is open. Vivi could just raid economy now. This is all before Tim researched Cavalier. So, all that damage was done while Tim was in Castle Age. And now Tim will have Cavalier in the Imperial Age. And he as well will have trade, so much more trade for Frantic. And the ACCM frantically leaves the area when he sees the Cavalier arrive. It's Elite Plumed Archer for CL now. This is tough to come back from if you're Vietnam. Oh, Xiaofan, for some reason I forgot he was Slavs. I guess it's because he's done so little this game. When he was going crossbows, I kind of forgot he was Slavs. He's going for Siege Onager. And just as a side thought, let's go Siege Onager, okay. Hey, Xiaofan's back in the game. Let's not judge any longer, guys. He's back in the game. Researching SO, trading. Just look at the trade. And 4 trade carts for Vietnam. And it's only from VNS Cool. And Cool is chasing down Vivi as Vivi runs through his economy. And if Vivi thinks about it, he'll probably look for the trade as well. If he sees none, he'll know they're in a good position. I believe Xiaofan will build some siege workshops on this side. Yep. So he'll help with siege. And Bact, if he can get to Siege Onager, I don't think he can afford it. But if he can get to Siege Onager and Mangadai, then maybe. Right? Like, there's a possibility. He's chewing up the Cavalier. Tim really needs Paladin. So we'll chew up the Cavalier. The Onagers can kill the Plumes. But Vivi's not here for Frantic. And every time Vivi shows up, it gets difficult. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, CL runs away from this, as he should. He should pack up the trebuchets quickly. Yeah, he'll lose the trebs. I think? Oh, that one treb made it. Well played, well played. ACCM just received some food from Bact. Bact doesn't really need that food anymore. He sends the food so ACCM can get his own camels running. It's just a slippery slope here because he doesn't have the gold. He has to trade. It makes matters difficult, and Tim's getting Paladin. CL is losing ground, though. And Xiaofan hasn't pushed Say My Name yet. I'm trying my best to stay away from the right-hand side so I don't have to say my name. Because then you'll say my name. That's good! Considering this is Huns vs Slavs. That's well done. Xiaofan losing siege onagers like he lost his villagers early on in this game. And he's losing his trebs too. Xiaofan, what are you doing, man? How are you losing so many gold units to just helps? Micro a little bit, my friends. Well, the Fat Dragon, he has 33 trade cards. He has so much trade. He has more trade than all of the other players, including his allies combined. A nice dodge there from CL. I thought he lost his plumes for a moment, but he was actually hopping into the castle. Yeah, here comes Vivi. So Vivi is at the point now where he can make camels non-stop. And I think they have to take this fight. They take Bakht out, and the game's over. So Paladin now for Tim. Here he comes. He needs to kill the onagers. He will do that. The camels can trade well versus the Mangadai, and the plumed archers can as well. And Bakht, well, he's done a great job to hold on here for his team. He doesn't have enough. He does not have enough. He loses the trebs. Yellow keeps his castles up. And whatever trade they do have could soon die to plumed archers that CL is going to ultimately send into the trade. Vivi's kind of just letting Xiaofan die, which is kind of funny. A lot of camels might help here. Xiaofan has had a rough time in this game. I don't think that will matter, though. I don't think that will matter, as the plumed archers and the paladins make their way to the trade. And, you know, there's almost not enough trade to justify this trip. But they'll kill a few once they pass, and it won't make matters any easier for Vietnam. Yeah, and the castles now go down for ACCM. We've yet to see Imperial Camo for ACCM. He's been out of the game for quite a while now. Another castle for CL. And with the composition that Xiaofan's going for, he will be able to hold. Siege champions, Halberdiers, will definitely hold versus Huns. And his population is still healthy. I know he's losing ground, but his population is still healthy. And Vivi is here to help in what ways he can as well. So, lots of trade carts go down. Plumed archers are perfect for raiding the trade. And what's more important now is that all the momentum is in favor of China. Another castle goes up, and that will be followed by a third castle for CL, because he has the stone for it. The trebs are protected. Bakht will lose this castle then if he can't kill the trebs. And I think the GG will be called shortly. It's got to be called shortly. Yeah, Vivi will help clean up the right-hand side. And, oh, can we get a juicy shot? A huge SO shot would be great. Nope, Say My Name is on the ball. Plumes are still going into the trade, and there's the GG, finally. That game ultimately came down to the fact that Vivi had that insane Castle Age boom. He helped out with camels where he needed to, but he hit Imp faster than anyone. Also, I want to credit Tim. I know that Vivi and Tim are actually bottom scorer on their team. But if you think about it, if Tim hadn't taken that scout engagement versus the archers from ACCM, this game could have played out very differently. He killed all those archers. And also, you know, Vivi, he dictated the course of this game. He helped here when he needed to, but mostly he was hitting the pockets on the other team and helping this flank. So, Vivi and Tim showing why they are the best Frantic players, at least in my opinion. And we'll move along. Vietnam, that's got to be upsetting for them, because Xiaofan was so far behind and they still ended up losing. So far in this tournament, higher eco approaches, like opting for Castle Age instead of Feudal Age aggression, tends to be what wins out. I mean, if Vivi went for Feudal Age there, he wouldn't have had that big boom. It is a risk to leave your ally hanging out to dry there on the flank, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. I definitely feel like having the Indian player go FC his pocket is the play there. There's the KD, there's the eco stats. You guys know the drill. And we have game 2 coming up. I'll tell you the map in a moment once I know what it is. Map is Well, like I said, I'll find out in a moment. I'll update the score. Perfect. Frantic, if they win this one, will win the best of 3. They will move on to face SY, which will be a juicy semi, which will be next Saturday. So what do you think, guys? Who is the MVP that game? Was it Vivi or was it Tim? I think Vivi was a lot more active. Probably Vivi. Rod Sauzer, welcome back, my friend. Thank you for 3. And Knoppers, thank you for the Prime. Thank you, everybody. If you're looking to support what I do, guys, whether it's YouTube or Twitch, the best way, in my opinion, is to support with a sub here. A monthly sub is $5 a month. It supports all the videos I make. It supports all the streams, and I stream countless hours and create countless videos. So if you have a Prime sub available and are looking to pass it around, I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it because, well, anyway. This Vivi guy is the Fat Dragon? Yeah. Vivi is Fat Dragon, correct. Vivi is Fat Dragon. So Vivi has a bunch of different accounts, man. Vivi has Really DL. Vivi has Vivi. Vivi has Fat Dragon. Vivi has So Big DL. He has 5 centimeters. He plays under a bunch of different names. Yesterday I found one. It was Abby or something, right? Wasn't it Abby? Oh, sorry, my phone just went off. So whatever account it is, he's still the Fat Dragon to me. I used to have that emote as a channel-only emote, like, the T90 Woo and whatnot, but I think it's better for... Wait, I used to have that channel as a global emote, sorry, but I added it as a channel only just so we could get some other things in there. Alright guys, welcome to Game 2 between Vietnam Legends and Frantic. This is on the map Cross, and the game's been pretty good so far today. We've casted 3 different best of 3 sets. This would be the final one, and potentially the final game if Frantic ends up getting the win. Last time around, Xiaofan, he was the flank, and he's kind of hung out to dry, as I said. He's a pocket this time, so maybe he'll be a little bit more secure. I'll introduce that whole team. Tim is the flank for Frantic. He's playing as the Vikings. His pocket, again, is Xiaofan. Xiaofan's playing as the Franks. The other pocket is ECL, who's playing as the Mongols. And then we have Vivi, who's playing as the flank this time around. And he's Malay. I find it interesting that both Tim and Vivi, who are probably the preferred pockets for this team, and who were the pockets last game, are now flanks. So that'll make things different. VNS Cool is up against Vivi on this side. He's playing as Mayans. We have Say My Name as the pocket. He's playing as the Malay. Bakht is pocket yet again, and he's playing as the Slavs. And then we have ACCM, who has chosen the Italians. I'm surprised that we haven't seen Italians from the Frantic team, because Italians are a really strong pick here. They're an incredibly strong pick, but okay, I trust the process. I trust the Frantics. And Tim, he needs to be careful with his scout, but he's done the right thing there to try and save this last sheep. Oh, look at Bakht coming forward. Look at Bakht coming forward. Great teamwork here. Tim will lose out on his sheep, and he could lose out on that villager as well. Oh, the micro was superb there from ACCM and Bakht. I think the scout and the Vil could die. Yeah, the Vil will die. Oh! Oh! Oh, okay. So Bakht loses his scout there. It was unfortunate. Nice play from Tim to at least garrison his TC. It's always a lightning fast start with a lot of lames. And yeah, VNS Cool has lamed a boar from Vivi. Vivi was chasing, and Vivi, if he's lucky, will see the boar there for Cool. But he's been unlucky here, actually. I hear Vivi getting attacked by a wolf. He's researched Loom. Players will be prioritizing the pawns in the north, the south, the east, and the west. And I said after the last series ended, I genuinely think that on Cross 4v4, you want one of your pockets to go to one of the more exposed pawns. I think then you'll win it if it's a 2v1 on that pond, and then you'll have more water overall, and that really helps. So I'll be curious to see where the pockets go with their docks. The safe approach would be to dock on the back like Bakht has done here, but my point is, is I think Say My Name should dock here, and he is. So that means Say My Name and Cool will be up against just Vivi, and they should win the pond. And that fish always plays a huge role in the game. Bar, thank you for gifting the subs, dude. Thank you for doing that. DDQ, thank you for the prime. Barth, you didn't have to do that, man. Thank you. I'll admit to you guys, I see you guys as kind of a family to me, so I'll be honest. I'm getting near the end of my battery here. I need to recharge. I started at 10 a.m. my time. It is currently 5 p.m. And I took a few breaks, but it's a lot of casting to do with 4v4 solo. Atri says you never thanked me for gifting us up. I didn't see one. I'm sorry, man. You know I appreciate you. I'm sorry. CL clicks up. And CL has docked the back pond. What on earth is he going for? He's gone up so early. Remember last game, I said Frantic probably won because they went for what I like to say is the higher eco approach. Which normally means advancing to feudal age later. But this time their strategy involves their pocket players, so the players furthest back on the teams, going up to feudal age first. So it's probably scouts then. You know what, maybe the pockets go scouts and then the flanks go full water. Maybe that's the play. But if that is the play, why has Vivi not clicked up to feudal yet? You know? Cool is trying to wall Vivi out from docking. He doesn't know that Vivi is already docked. So I like the idea to wall, but it's a bummer that he doesn't know Vivi's already here. Because that's the reason he's placing those walls. That's the reason he's sending so many vills forward. He still hasn't seen this. He still hasn't seen this. That's the incredible thing. I imagine he'll scout it here in a moment. There we go. Now he sees it. And Vivi clicks up first. Now, that could go into the strategy thought from Cool. Cool might have expected that Vivi wasn't here. And seeing as he thought Vivi wasn't here, he might have tried to boom it out. And now he's later to feudal age. So he could actually lose this. As well as Say My Name could lose this. So, of course, right when I say that both people docking this is the right approach because you'll win it, I don't know if that's the case here. Because Vivi snuck these docks up early. And it's pretty much Cool's responsibility to scout that. He did not. And now both he and his ally, who both have fish here, will be later to the next stage. Interesting. In the north, Tim has a pond all to himself here. ACCM has docked the back pond. So the game on cross can definitely be won or lost with water because it's such a big eco boost. CL is making scouts, as we said earlier. Don't think we'll find any gaps in the walls, but he will get good map control. There's no gaps. He has good map control, not good gap control. That's a pun I didn't think of before. The more tired I get, the more dad jokes to say, so hang in there, guys. Yeah, and it was scouts for Xiaofan as well. So Xiaofan and CL going for the scouts. Okay, let's look at this pond, because this is important. Say My Name just hits feudal age. You can tell that Cool ran his fish away. And it's important, I mean, in my opinion, they lose the game if they lose this pond, because it's two players heavily behind in eco. Tim has a free pond, CL has a free pond. And will Vivi find the fish? Oh man, it's funny just how close players were. Look! He's just missing them. Everywhere he's just missing them. The captain of this ship is probably so confused. There we go. He'll get some pickoffs. Tim has towered and he's going forward on ACCM. And that means his ally scouts can come through there. The ACCM will likely take losses. He's on stone and he could build defensive towers, but he can't right now because he's not in feudal yet. This is looking so solid from Frantic. Vivi does not need to win the water now. He's outnumbered. He needs to just kill fish. Just kill fish where you can. And honestly, he's not having the best time with it. he had such an advantage to fuel age. I thought that he would have killed more by now. So that's good for Vietnam. But still, Vivi's being a distraction there, while ACCM is completely overwhelmed. I like the thought from Tim to go forward here. Normally when you tower rush, you have a weak eco behind it, but he has fishing ships, and he's... This is great, man. This is great. Now, Bakht is about to hit Castle Age, and he knows he needs to send some help. So this is kind of similar to game 1, where Vivi hit Castle Age much faster than anyone. Maybe Bakht can bring this back. I mean, 2 knights here can clean up the towers and clean up the villagers that Tim has forward. 2 knights on this side, if they get into Vivi's base, which I doubt, I could wreck Vivi's economy. So knights can definitely change the way this game is playing out. I really like how Vietnam were able to get this pond. I probably wasn't as fast as they wanted, but maybe they'd say they calculated it, right? Vivi's going to lose access to water here. And he'll try with 1 or 2 more fire ships before his docks get fired down to kill fish. He'll try his best, but there's no way he wins this ponds now. CL is on the way to Castle Age for the Frantic players. And he is Mongol, so probably a boom with a knight or 2, but not much beyond that. Vivi, he's playing as the Malay. He's stonewalling up for his team. And it's all about economy now. And Vivi's going to be pretty far behind now because he doesn't have fish. Most players do. But he tried his best and he did an okay job, but it was mostly a failure there. Alright, let's see what Bakht can do. 2 stable knights with Slav's eco, a free pond, a free boom. Vietnam takes a score lead. Here they come. Knights have bloodlines, knights have scale barding, and I don't see Tim's forward working out much longer. He gets great value out of it. He killed a few more villagers here, it seems, but he needs to pack up and leave, man. He needs to leave. Should probably expect this as well. And yeah, maybe he's thinking about running back. He also needs to make sure he stonewalls, because Bakht could run in. I mean, Bakht could slide right through here and kill all of Tim's villagers. Tim does not have the eco to click up yet. Oh, and these villagers are goners. These villagers are dead, man. Oh, Tim overextending with the forward. I said I like the forward approach, but in all honesty, in a team game, I think it's good to play safer than that. And I love this as well. ACCM sacrifices a villager so he can build a house to trap the army from Tim. So Tim not only loses his villagers, but he loses all of his archers. Great stuff from ACCM and Bakht on the left. And pretty solid from Cool and Say My Name on this side as well. Cool again is Mayans. He is on stone. He will probably look towards Plumed Archers when he hits Castle Age. Cool is not far away from Castle Age. Right behind him, Say My Name. Let's see, what's his civ again? Malay? He'll probably just boom up, man. It's possible he'll go for a 1 TC imp. Because he's not adding more TCs. Okay, he is. It's just a bit delayed. Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't have agreed with a 1 TC imp. You need economy. Let Tim show you. You need economy, okay? You can't just go all out aggression in a team game. You'll get overwhelmed by the pockets with stronger eco. On the bright side for Tim, though, despite taking losses, he harassed ACCM, and he'll be ahead of ACCM because he has more fish. He also has more villagers. And then here come the knights from Xiaofen. So it'll be Xiaofen versus Bakht with the knights with the pockets. CL has simply been booming. He hasn't really been sending all that much to help out Vivi. But Vivi doesn't need help. He's the power of the fat dragon, and he has stone walls. So CL is Mongols. Keep that in mind, guys. CL is Mongols. He does not have the well, actually, yeah, he basically has the eco lead because he has 46 vills and 27 fish. So he'll want to go for the manga die. I like how lopsided this game is, in all honesty. You know, like, Vivi's so far behind. He's at 48 fills and 4 fishing ships. You look at Cool, who's up against him. Cool's at 38 fills, but 18 fishing ships. But at the same time, you compare the pocket populations, and pockets are just so much stronger than flanks in general. CL clicks up to the Imperial age, and Bakht is right behind him. Pretty quick times, and that's what fishing ships give you. Tim is Viking, so... Oops, sorry, I almost knocked my mic over. That's not the type of mic drop that I like. Maybe he goes for Arbalest. I think he's almost forced to go for Arbalest here, because seeing as ACCM is Italians on this side, he can make Genoese crossbow to counter the knights of Zhaofan. So you need an answer to the Genoese crossbow, and it's probably got to be Arbalest for Tim. He could consider Berserks or something, but I don't think that'd be the correct play. Cool's on the way to Imp, CL's on the way to Imp, Say My Name is on the way to Imp, Bakht is on the way to Imp. 3 out of the 4 Vietnam players are advancing to the Imperial Age. And I don't think that's very good for Vivi, man. Vivi, he's getting wheel. He's getting wheelbarrow. He's on 3 TCs, a few fishing ships, but he needs his ally. He needs his ally to have a lot of Mangadai as well, and CL doesn't... Okay, now he has a castle. I was going to say, he doesn't even have 1 castle. Plumed archers, when fully upgraded, do a great job versus the elite Mangadai. So, it's still not an awful situation for Cool if he sees lots of yellow Mangadai. Zhaofan, this game might be over, guys. Zhaofan hasn't clicked up yet. He's not really close. So, Bakht's gonna hit him. Bakht's gonna hit him well before him. He'll get Cavalier. He'll get Plate Barding. They'll either kill Tim, which is likely, or they'll kill Zhaofan, or they'll just come to this side and help out versus CL. Zhaofan's slow uptime is a big problem. I figured he was about to click up. He's not even close. He's behind in military compared to Bakht as well. Jeez. Well, maybe it's all on CL now to carry for his team. He's the one player who's in a very strong position. He won't stop this castle. And now that Cool sees this castle, he'll say, cool, let's make some trebs. And the trebuchet. Trebuchet? Trebuchet? Trebuchet. Perfect. And plumes are much better in lower numbers as well. I'm Bakht cleaning up whatever knights he can from Zhaofan. I think Bakht could afford to send forward villagers, make a few siege workshops, and just push this home with capped rams. Tim is on the way to the Imperial Age. He is going to go for Arbs. So maybe there's hope for Frantic. There's just so many dad jokes that are possible with these teams. Like, I could say ACCM couldn't ACC him, like AC him, like see him, get it? I could say my name a bunch of times. I mean, Ural I could probably work with. Cool, I've worked with a couple times. Frantic, I could say that Vivi's team is frantically trying to find a response to all the plumed archers on this side. I mean, I could go on for days here. I could go on for days. But you guys might not be a Zhao fan of all my dad jokes, so I'll stop. I'm not sorry. I want to say I'm sorry, but I'm really not. Okay, I do not apologize. Frantic loses 1 castle. He'll lose his other castle here, or CL. Vivi needs to lock the gate, man. Vivi needs to lock the gate, and he's in trouble, man. He is in big, big trouble. I wasn't kidding. They're frantically looking for a response. Say My Name is going with elephants now. I don't care how many Arbalests Tim has. He still can't get over here to save Vivi. And CL, he built 2 of his castles forward. You need those castle numbers if you're going for Elite Mangadai. And he's desperate now. Move, villagers, God! I hate it when that happens. It triggers me even if it's another player. Yeah, he's building another one. But that's as he loses this one. So the ideal comp for Bacht would be Halberdiers and Siege. I mean, Xiaofan is on the way to Imp, guys, but it's not looking good. T90 is going to drive me to drink or worse. I'm not driving you to anything, man. I really don't have shame. Like, I don't feel bad about it. I enjoy watching you guys cringe. You guys are basically like my children, and I am the father of the Twitch stream, and I only say puns to make you guys cringe. It's really sad, actually. I don't need kids, I stream on Twitch. Yeah, that's what I'll say when people ask me if I'm ever gonna have kids. Vivi's getting wrecked. I don't care how fat this fat dragon is. He's not going to survive for very long here. I don't know if they can stop this. I'm fairly certain that Frantic is dead. Yeah, just don't call me daddy. That's weird. Don't call me daddy. That's weird. I mean, what do you do to counter the battle elephants? You get a conversion or two. But even then, there's plumed archers to kill the monks. Vivi doesn't have the economy to make a lot of monks. He's getting his own elite battle elephant. He's getting slung resources now, so he's receiving resources from allies so he can make these. Malay battle elephants are the cheapest in the game, but also the weakest in the game. However, arguably, they're the strongest in the game because they're so cheap. They're almost the same cost as a knight. So, despite their lack of strength, if they're that cheap, you can make so many of them. And all you need to do now, if you're Vietnam team, is push these Mongol castles back. Oh, and Bacht is going to cut the trees here, and he's going to run in with Cavalier. Cavalier that Xiaofan has been trying to avoid. Xiaofan, this is over, guys. This is over. Xiaofan's trying to help Tim. Tim lost his trebuchets, and Xiaofan will be up against Italians now, and Genoese crossbow wrecked the Cavalier. Tim, this is going to be the game. And we're going to move on to game 3 to finish off the day. I'm damn sure of it, man. I'm damn sure of it. Vietnam, it would be quite a throw if they were to lose this game now. Siege Armiger now for Bacht. Killed so many Tim's villagers, man. just the civs on this side. Italians versus Slavs. Sorry, Italians and Slavs versus Vikings and Franks. Vikings and Franks, they don't match up at all. The Paladins die to everything Italians make. And the archers that, or anything the Vikings want to go with, that would die to the siege that Slavs can make. Credit to Vivi for holding on, though. 120 population. I don't know how. I seriously don't know how. How does he have economy for this? But Say My Name has more elephants. And Say My Name if he uses the elephants. That helped the team out. Yo, Say My Name. There we go. What? You know, maybe he doesn't want to get converted. Plumed archers are still doing well enough there. What do you think, chat? Is there a way back now? I'm getting a little bit antsy now because I've been casting for 7 hours with no food. And for that reason, I'm antsy when I think this is game over. Yeah, I think Vietnam has this as well. It might be one of those situations, well, Vivi would never give up. But it might be one of those situations where they realize that they have Mongols. And yeah, the Mongols player has resources. So they probably shouldn't resign while CL has resources. They have 0 trade though, and Say My Name has 24 trade cards. And that will only climb, as well as the trade for ACCM and Cool will probably start coming in. So Yeah, I really do think it's just a matter of time now. Even though they're stabilizing a little bit, you know, Tim's taking big losses. They can't trade. And now Elite Genoese Crossbow for ACCM, who unfortunately has blocked off the retreat for his army. I hate it when that happens, man. I can relate. The KD tells the story. Cool. 140 kills, 80 deaths, even though he's up against elephants and against the Magadai. Plumes versus Magadai is amazing for plumed archers because they're high pierce armor, and there's the GG. Okay. So yeah, they finally call it. That means we'll move on to game 3. I'll tell you what the map is in a moment. Another good game. My prediction, I guess, was kind of correct there in the end. I did say the team that docked the flanks pawns with two people would win, but I wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't convinced for a while, right? Because Vivi was hitting Feudal Age first. I was not convinced. I thought for sure Vivi would have killed more fish. In fact, he probably should have. I hate to blame the Fat Dragon, but I'd say Tim and Vivi, they should have played better this game. Tim went forward, which in hindsight was a huge mistake. And Vivi, he didn't win water, and he didn't have any backup plan. It's just so interesting, you know? You have to play so consistently at this level, and Vivi and Tim played lights out in game 1, and here they are, and they were the troublemakers for their team in game 2. We'll move on to game 3. I think that they excel more in pocket position, so hopefully for the Frantic fans, Vivi and Tim will get pocket. There's the KD. Bakht's killing so much. He had a crazy economy as well. And I'm not going to spend too much time here. I think this whole thing will be uploaded in one best of 3, so we will hang out and wait for the last game. And I'm crashing like a tidal wave right now, guys. Arbarth with more gifted subs. Thank you, man. Atri gifted in Green Heaven. Gotcha. There you go. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. I was too busy casting the game. Makuyiko, thank you for gifting the sub to Metal. How many people are gifting subs today? Jeez. It's to the point where enough people are gifting subs that it's probably discouraging people from subbing if they're on the fence about it. Yeah, it's always positive, though. Sainted Ink, if you'd like to check out the previous results, I would type ! Brackets. I mean, some people might be joining the stream. Keep this in mind. Some people might be joining the stream, and they might not want spoilers, okay? So if someone asks about a result, it's probably best to just link them the bracket, because the bracket has updated results. Yeah, and if, honestly, because I'm not going to have my mods time people out, because it's normal for people to ask that and normal for people to respond to it. If you don't want spoilers of the previous games, it's probably best you don't look at the chat for the final game here. That way it doesn't ruin your viewing experience later. The games between AM and C, honestly, all the sets were great. All the sets were great. LOS and Coachers went to 3 games. Aftermath and Secret went to 3 games. And Suomi and SY went to 3 games. So, awesome stuff. Yo, Nars, thank you for the Prime, man. LB10, enjoy the emotes, dude. Thank you, everybody, for gifting the subs today. It's very kind of you to do that. All right, guys, I need a minute. I'm going to use the restroom real quick before we start the final game. I also forgot to update the scores. So it is now 1-1 between Vietnam Legends and Frantic in the Escape Champions League. This is the quarterfinals. It's a best of 3, so the final game will be coming your way in a few minutes. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We are ready for the final game, my friends. I don't know where that accent came from. Yeah, lots of sub gifting has been happening recently because Twitch implemented a system where you can gift more than one sub a month. What I want to ask from all my non-subs who frequent the stream, what I don't want is an environment where people are begging for gifted subs. So if it happens to come your way, then great, enjoy it, right? But these people are supporting myself and spreading the love to others out of the kindness of their own heart. So let's not create that type of feel, please. I'd appreciate it. All right, final game coming right up between Vietnam Legends and Frantic. All right, guys, welcome to the final game in this best of 3 between Vietnam Legends and Frantic. Last time around, we saw a game on Cross, and Vivi and Tim, they didn't look all that good, right? They were in the flank position, they went aggressive, and their attacks failed, and then their team really needed them later on, and they just weren't able to come back. Vietnam probably feeling quite good about this now. I think in the first game, they were slightly unlucky. Vivi just had a lights out performance, but if they can focus on Vivi again, possibly, maybe they can get a result and win this best of 3. I'll introduce the teams, then I'll talk about the map. This is Team Acropolis. We have Bacht in the teal yet again. He's playing as the Teutons. I was not expecting to say Teutons. That's something I want to touch on later on. We have ACCM in the blue. He's playing as the Spanish. In the green, we have Chinese for VNS Cool. And then in the gray, we have Magyars for Say My Name. And naturally, Twitch chat, Say My Name. On the other side of the map, on top of the hill, we have Tim. Tim is playing as the Byzantines. In the red, we have Xiaofan. He's playing as the Huns. In the purple, we have Vivi, aka Really DL. He's playing as the Berbers. And then we have Spanish for CL. A moment ago, I was saying on how you'd probably want to focus on Vivi and Tim if you could, because they're the two best players for Frantic. You can't do that all that well in this map because everyone's so close together. The focus areas, though, are where you're going to get wood. Xiaofan has placed a lumber camp here, but ideally throughout the game, he'd want the wood behind this base, similar to what CL is going for, right? As well as the golds and woods that are forward. Team Acropolis is normally a pretty long game at this level, and I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing out that we're closing in on 8 hours of non-stop casting for me. I've had 2 10-minute breaks, so I'm feeling it, but I hope it's a long game, honestly. That's the way to finish off a stream, with one long epic game, right? I don't want you guys to leave feeling unsatisfied. As a reminder, whoever wins this best of 3 will face SY in the semifinals, which will be on Saturday. I will be casting on the Escape Twitch stream, which is currently streaming now as well. It's just different casters. So I'll give you guys more details on that throughout the week leading up to it. But getting to the semifinals would be big for both teams, both because they get points to qualify for the LAN in 1 year, and also because they get prize pool if they can then win the semis and make it to the finals. Spanish, Magyars, Teutons, Chinese versus Berbers, Huns, Spanish, Byzantines. We've seen this map before. I did not expect to see Byzantines and Teutons as the picks. But they have potential. They have late game potential. They have early game potential. I think it's quite obvious that Spanish will go for the Conquistadors at some point. I think it's probably Conquistadors and Castle Age. If it goes late game, they'll switch to Paladin. Magyars, they could go for CA or for Knights. And Chinese, they can do virtually everything. They can even do Cobra cards if they type, how do you turn this on? Xiaofan is Hun, so again, he has versatility. He could go Scouts into Cav Archers into Knights. Berbers probably means Vivi will either start with Knights and Camels, or he'll fast castle, like he did in Game 1, go on Stone, and begin making the Camel Archers early. And CL, again, he's Spanish, so we already talked about that. Little team walls coming up on this map with a lot of choke points. Takes a lot of time and a lot of resources to wall up this base, but I've seen it done before. How can you go that long? You've always left me satisfied and smiling. Dude, honestly, had I not looked at the clock, I wouldn't have known that I've been sitting here for 7.5 hours. Like, I genuinely enjoy casting Age of Empires. A large part of that is due to the support that comes in as well. I'll be honest, and also you guys enjoy it. If my chat was dead, I wouldn't enjoy it. You guys are talking about the games, you guys are into it, you guys are asking questions, and that's what makes it fun for me as a streamer. If ever we get to the point where people are just like, ah, that's a game, cool, then I tend to lose interest quickly myself as well, so. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. I need the soundboard with Michael Scott. That's what she said. I know a streamer who actually has that. It's quite nice at times. Okay, looking at the field age time, Xiaofan has clicked up pretty early here. And he'll be going for scouts. Tim has also clicked up. Tim has one villager going to gold. I wonder why that is. Is he going archers on Team Acropolis? Or, you know what? I believe he's collecting gold with one villager to eventually get to 100. Wait, no, he's Byzantines. He doesn't get bloodlines. I don't know what he's doing. It must be archers, which is... It's tough. It's tough on Team Acropolis because you don't have mobility and it takes so much time to mass archers. Sometimes with bloodline civs, you can go to 100 gold and then you can research bloodlines without having to build a mining camp. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it for you guys. Yeah, Vivi is fast castling, and he will go for camel archers. And it will be fast castle conquistadors for CL. On this side for Bact, he's Teutons. Really weird. He's building a range. Really weird. Teuton archers. Okay. ACCM will go for conquistadors as Spanish. You have fast castle into knights most likely. Knights and camels for cool. And then it is scouts for say my name. I'm a bit confused by the decisions here. I won't lie to you guys. I would never tell a lie. Yeah. I mean, archers, when Magyar scouts are out in the field, it's tough. Because you need to get probably like 7 or 8 of them and fletching before you can ever fight scouts. And even then, 5 or 6 scouts is still pretty good versus you. Scouts is much faster. Scouts is much better on your eco too, because you have to add so many farms early that you have food eco to hit castle age later. Also, late game potential for Byzantines and Teutons is a bit weird, but I mean, the most questionable decision for me is Bact going archers as Teutons. I honestly feel like it'd be better to go scouts in general on this map, and then probably just boom it out from there with the Teuton civilization. Huh, we'll see. Oh, nice micro there. Xiaofan loses his weak scout. Cool is running to the protection of Say My Name's spear. And Say My Name's scouts will be here as well, so I don't think any vills will go down or anything. That vill should make it back. ACCM and Bact, they have their scouts inside the Chinese player's base, and they're just being annoying with them. So I think the walls are complete now. Yeah, they walled this whole thing, I think. Yeah, so... okay, they found a hole. They found a hole, so never mind. There's always a hole, right? And it's Magyar scouts. Oh god, that sucks for Vivi. That sucks so much for Vivi. To have to run with his villagers to an ally's TC. And to lose one. Now they should be fully walled. But again, I'm thinking... by the time the archers make it to someone's base, they can make knights. Cool can just make a knight to clean up these archers. Bact is making archers, but when he gets here, you'll probably see a castle for CL. Now, what's interesting is CL is on this wood line. Has Bact scouted that? Yeah. Ooh, if he goes there, it could be different. If he goes there, it could be very different. I know he wouldn't be able to kill all the vills because they could reposition. But that might dictate the placement of CL's castle. I wonder what the timing will be on this. Because normally you'd probably place your castle here. Vivi would place his here-ish to protect your base on top of the island here. Well, not the island, but the cliff or the hill, whatever. Mountain. Whatever you want to call it. But maybe you build it next to wood. If the archers show up. Archers are just so freaking slow, man. Okay, and Say My Name has towered his wood there, and maybe that's the reasoning for Tim and Bach to do that. I just haven't seen that recently in team games on this map. Okay. Oh, and he's building his castle on wood. Well, they probably communicated to each other, and they said, okay, he has ranges, we need to be careful. So, yep, the archers were a complete waste. Weird. Very, very weird to me. I'm sorry for sounding so judgmental. Maybe it's that I'm not as political now that I've casted for 8 hours, but I guess he kills one villain. I just didn't understand the decision in the first place. Anyhow, it's even, because both teams have done that. Vivi's now making camel archers, and if I'm on Team Frantic, I'm very happy about that fact. Vivi will boom and make camel archers, similar to what we saw Doubt doing earlier with Berbers, what we saw Leary doing earlier with Berbers. It's what all the best players will choose. Either that or Mongols. Cool is on TCs. And ACCM has a castle and he's making conquistadors. So on land for now, it will be CL with conquistadors against the conquistadors from ACCM. Vivi will have his own camel archers. And it will be knights, a few knights, every now and then for Say My Name, who is on his way to Castle Age now. He's pretty far behind Jiaofan, if you're comparing the guys who went scouts. And all the archers have died. So 1 kill and 9 deaths for Bact. And I like Bact, I just didn't like the decision. But again, Team Acropolis oftentimes goes late game. And already Bact is booming up. His woodline's safe on the back, so he'll at least be secure. Who wants a Teutonic Knight Rush? Yeah, type a 1 in the chat if you want to see a Teutonic Knight in this game. Just one unit. Just one unit. We won't see a Teutonic Knight Rush, but it would be cool to see that. There we go. Everybody. There's very few 2s. Atri, you ruined it, man. Mr. Fluxy, come on. Someone has had nightmares about the Teutonic Knight Rush. They're probably playing their friend or something growing up. Unfortunately, it's not a unit we'll see here, but it would be pretty awesome. Just to see one. Just to see one. It's possible, because Spanish oftentimes goes for halbs, so maybe Bact will make one at one point. T90 Babe's gonna get sniped. What? How'd she survive? Oh, CL's trying to be sneaky and send in another group. I like it, I like it. Oh, a villager died here to wolves, and this villager will... Can he survive? It's like, this is fine, man. This is fine. Nope, he's dead. The presence of the conquistadors has been felt here, and here are the conquistadors for ACCM, and the archers for Tim! Call me a fool because the Okay, don't call me a fool. The archers still aren't doing anything. I'm so tilted about the archer choice. I apologize, chat. There we go. He killed a conquistador. I thought for sure he was going to fire there, but ACCM was paying attention. ACCM's looking for the lumberjacks. But for the most part, that back area is always secured. Oh! Unless you're backed! The micro from CL with these conks, man. 13 kills, 5 deaths. Killer. That's the second weak woman that CL has let survive. Is he only focusing on men? No, he's focusing on women. Man, Bact could easily be down 5 more villagers. There's weak fills here, and there's weak fills here as well, but it's still not a great situation for him. He's chasing the conks. He's at 36 vills when CL is on 3 TCs, creating conquistadors, and he's at 42. I do think I'm losing my patience a little bit with some of these things. Like, I'm like, no, you cannot make mistakes. You must be flawless. The more tired I get. But I like Frantic's position. It's just that Cool and ACCM have very strong booms for Vietnam. Bacht, believe it or not, is furthest behind in this game. I didn't expect his archers to do much, but I did not expect to be saying that regardless. I'm really curious to see what the late game compositions could be, because Berbers are going to be a real threat here. They don't have to go for camel archers. They could go for cavaliers or camels. Vivi, remember he lost a few villagers? Well, now he's at 61. And he'll snipe 1, he'll snipe 2, he will snipe 3 of Say My Names. And Cool is here to help, but Cool's mainly booming up, so Cool's knights will die if they stay here. And he protects himself there. Vivi runs right underneath the TC. And Vivi just doesn't care, apparently. Vivi snipes another villager at the price of 2 camel archers. And full map control for Frantic. More conquistadors coming forward for CL. And does Bacht have a response to this? He's just booming. No castles, no defensive buildings, no defensive monasteries. He has to tower. So it almost seems like this is unexpected, but I think he should have expected this. Vivi, he's 3v1s back here with this army. There's more where that came from, but I would just run if I were him. The more you distract this army, the more successful the attack will be for CL against Bacht. Bacht's tower, oh my god, it goes up. But he loses more villagers. He's at 44 vills. His TC could be pressured. The crossbows still have not offered any protection for him. And Vivi is running away as he'll send in a new batch of camel archers in a bit. So, Say My Name will probably go... Oh wow, Tim is here. Tim is here alongside Jalfan. Okay, this was unexpected. Tim has made better use of the crossbows, I will say that much. I don't see them escaping here. Cool says 14. Can Jalfan get the Mangonel? He will not get the Mangonel, and yeah, there's more knights for Cool and Say My Name. And the Mangonel will mean the crossbows die. Yeah. Mobility is important, friends. Mobility is important. As Vivi and CL are showing on this side. For the first time in a long time, Bacht can actually do something with his crossbows just to hold his hill. Tim is on the way to the Imperial Age. Tim, again, is playing as Byzantines. And, you know, maybe now you go Arbalest. You can't go immediately into Cataphracts. So Arbalest Halb would maybe be the play here. Better micro from CL. Much better micro from CL there. And Vivi's got to be getting close, right? Vivi's got to be getting close to Imp. Xiaofan is on the way up now. ACCM is on the way up. What about Say My Name? Say My Name invested into quite a few knights, if you remember, so he's slightly behind. But he does have lots of military that he can use right now. Forward castle from ACCM. He's feeling confident. ACCM has been the best player, I think, for his team so far this game. And maybe altogether in the whole series, but certainly in this game, he's played really well. I think I would like to see ACCM and Bacht play 1v1s. I genuinely think that ACCM could be Bacht nowadays in 1v1s. If it was a best of 7, Bacht has been known for a long time to be the best Vietnamese player. I think ACCM is flying under the radar with that assessment from most people in the community. It's kind of hard for me to tell if Bacht has kind of fallen off recently or if ACCM has really improved. I think it's kind of a small combo of both. Town Center on the gold for ACCM. He's getting some help from Cool. And Vivi wants to build a castle here. No, he's thought twice about that. And he'll place his castle maybe back here instead. Yeah, people are talking about why Teutons might have been chosen. You're right, maybe it's for late game. Because they get Siege Onager, they also get that cool unique tech in Crenellations, so with castles they could protect their trade. But if you think back to the series, and this is a small spoiler, if you think back to the series between AM and between Secret, Slavs didn't work out, and Slavs is a great late game civ, but it's just not good for Team Acropolis. Vivi's gonna commit to this castle? No, he needs to delete this castle. In Vietnam, they're getting all the map control back now. Despite Tim being in the Imperial Age, Tim doesn't have any speed to his composition. And ACCM and VNS Cool with a huge push back, and this is stopping the momentum of Vivi. Vivi, had he built the castle more defensively, he would have more camel archers. And had he not lost those units, he'd have more camel archers, obviously. Really tough for Vivi. He has to delete that castle. Here comes Tim with that slow Byzantine push. And when he arrives, he will find Magyar Cavalier. Say my name with 1,700 food, 1,200 gold. He'll click Cavalier right when Tim gets here, actually, so maybe Tim can do something, but not looking too hot for Frantic. They don't have any corners secured. Look at how Vietnam is playing this. You see the walls? Frantic doesn't have any corners secured for trade, and Vivi's second castle, or another castle for Vivi's, got denied. Great job playing late game for Vietnam. Just thinking about this 36 minutes in is huge. And maybe we will see just siege, halb, and towers or something. Castles from Mr. Bacht. Cavalier from Xiaofan, already in. However, he's lacking the numbers here. He's coming across with an awful lot. And Say My Name's about to complete Cavalier, so he'll start chasing all this. Now, I say Vietnam have the corner. They don't really have it secured for trade yet because of the army from Cool. Or sorry, because of the army from Tim and the army from Xiaofan. Vivi, he has elite camel archer now. And the weakness of Teutons is obvious to me. They're not going to be able to hold against this. But will Tim be able to continue a push here? I just don't know. Forward town center from Xiaofan, so he's confident he can hold that position as he's the first to click Paladin. They see that Vietnam has started the trade, and Xiaofan, he'll take this fight. This is as good as it gets for them, I think. Eventually this army will just die. But another batch is coming in. CL is going for Paladin himself, guys. He's going for Paladin himself. He's getting chain barding. He just has to get that rolling. And elite camel archer versus elite conquistador. How will ACCM do here? Man, the conquistadors are strong. I definitely prefer the camel archers in the long run. But in these numbers, it's at least close. Yeah, this is almost exactly what we saw in the AM secret game. We had one player go Slavs in the AM secret game that was MBL. And this time, Bacht has gone for Teutons, and he's done it for the siege infantry approach. So teams must think that's a good idea. It was a long game between AM and secret. It's just not. I don't know. I don't love it, right? I don't love it, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. The versatility of the Vietnamese civilizations, like the other civilizations, will help them though. Again, Byzantines for Tim I didn't really get, but Chinese for Vietnam, heavy camels and cavalier. Well, that's working out here. And so Tim, who also was looking to go into the trash approach, I guess, with his own halbs, he's not having success either. Castle for ACCM, he's still trying to hold this. That's a lot of elite camel archer. They have more range. They also fire faster than the conquistador. Those are two big problems. But Vietnam, they have their trade secured now because they're pushing here. And they have most of the map. They have 60% of the map. I said, why Byzantines when the game started? Why Teutons? Well, we answered the question of why Teutons. Siege, infantry, and maybe accompanied by paladins and conquistadors. That could be enough. Why Byzantines? I don't think it was for cataphracts because they have paladin civs already, right? So, probably for a similar style of just trash and rams, maybe. The CL needs to get his own paladins here. He's researching paladin. Vivi's all on his own here, 2v1. So CL will show up soon, and Tim needs to pick it up for Frantic. Paladin v Paladin. Both Paladins fully upgraded. And now we have... oh, just an outpost from Tim. He's trying to see what's going on here, I guess. And they're finding more walls. They are finding more walls. I still think Vietnam could be in trouble on this side. Paladins and Camel Archers versus... okay, now heavy camels arrived. This is good addition. Great job from Cool to come here. Cool has played really well the last 2 games. He was Mayan's last game, if you happen to forget. Tim and Xiaofan working their way in. Cool's still here with camels. Say My Name has the Paladins. They have enough numbers to take this fight. They have enough numbers to take this fight. And a forward castle for Tim. It obviously feels like they won't lose this, but I don't see that castle staying up. Cool will add a trebuchet immediately to deal with that. And great stuff from Vietnam Legends. They're still pushing back on this side because of Cool's inclusion with camels. And, oh, the gate's been left open. That's kind. ACCM is going to switch into Paladin, by the way. He hasn't done that just yet. He will go Paladin soon. Onager, Halb, Siege Ram, Conquistador, Camel. What don't they have here, Vietnam? That castle for Tim, it's the right idea at the wrong time, I think. If you're going to win a fight, then you build the castle to hold that area. But I don't see them winning right now. Talking about trade for a brief moment, Vietnam has more trade. However, Frantic is getting their trade up and running. Both teams have Spanish trade, so every trade cart that makes the distance, that makes the trip from market to market will get a lot of extra gold. And Tim is the 1 weak link for China. Bact is the 1 weak link for Vietnam. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Vivi to get enough Camel Archers and for CL to get enough Paladins to take this fight. But as of now, they haven't been confident doing so. And Vivi's just going to leave CL on his own. And I guess he'll go to help on this side. And that's necessary, man. That is necessary. Cool and Say My Name. They've just cleaned up. 100 kills and 180 deaths for Tim. Lack of Paladin, the lack of CA, just the lack of the real tanky units for him has been obvious, and that's why Vivi has to show up. And when Vivi shows up, CL gets pushed. CL is trying to add bombard towers. The castle could drop. The tower will drop. There's more where that came from Bact, I'm sure. Here comes the siege. Here comes the Halbs. ACCM's getting supremacy at the moment. That's probably just to protect his villagers when they're building towers defensively on the other side. But maybe he'll send villagers forward and build them offensively. It's a great idea with Spanish, and he's researching chemistry, so they could be on the way. The castle drops for CL. They'll still hold the trade for the time being, but man, are the Vietnam Legends close. Now, Vivi arrives to this side with the Camel Archers, and suddenly, it's not looking too bad for China. But I like Elite Chukunu here. Elite Chukunu with Paladin is probably better than everything else that China has going for them here. Will Vivi just run into the trade? Oh, he's going to go for it. Oh, he's going to go for it. He's just running right to the trade. This could change the whole game. He could either throw his whole army away and not get trade kills, or he gets a ton of trade kills. His team starts pushing back because they have extra gold, and it's worth it to lose that army. He needs to make a move towards the trade, though. Xiaofan is here with him. Oh, this is interesting. Vivi sending more Camel Archers to hold. More towers from Yellow to hold. Towers now from Bact. He's still continuing with the siege push and the Halbs. Trade's gonna die. Trade's gonna die, just a matter of how much trade. Because it's 30 trade cards for ACCM right now. It's 29 for Say My Name. There's a lot of trade to be picked off. Vivi just can't seem to micro it down. Now, I believe there's a decent amount of lag between Vietnam and China. So that could come into play here as well. He might not be able to micro. He might just have to stop every few seconds and then keep moving. That's almost unfortunate for him, because I feel like he could have split groups and he could have microed a little bit more, but it almost seems like it's probably lag. Just a little bit. Just enough. But he's done the right thing to run. And Vietnam's still pushing here. But they have a lot of towers to push against. Tim's feeling confident enough to come back forward. Halberdiers and Arbalests, and now Trebuchets. They kill Cool's castles. Cool cannot make the Chukanu anymore. I love the idea to add towers on this side as well. I really think that the Spanish players should be building towers all over. Yeah, Vivi killed a few trade carts, but honestly not enough. But he has distracted his opponent at least, which is one good thing. Oh my goodness. The Halberdiers and Conquistadors, they continue to push here. ACCM has Trebuchets. He'll take out this castle at this rate, and then the towers could be next. Back does not stop him with the spam. I doubted him, but it's actually working. Does CL have the gold for Paladin? Barely. He's actually lacking the food, if anything. His eco balance just isn't there because he's received so much pressure. He's floating wood. He should be tossing up farms. But how can he have the time to do that when you have to deal with this? I'm pretty certain now, without the towers, if the towers wouldn't have been built, China would be dead. It's only the towers that are helping them hold, and Vivi, of course. And wow, Vietnam pushing back here. They save the castles, they save the towers. And yet again, Tim with Byzantines, he can't do anything. It's such a weird pick for me, and it's a pick they might regret, because the siege workshops that Jiaofan recently built will go down. Cool has 60 Chukunu, and Say My Name has 40 paladins. It's not cheap to lose these towers. It's a pretty costly investment. It costs stone, it costs gold. And eventually all these towers will go down. And there's nothing here from China that can kill the Trebs. It's a smart approach from Bakht. Because what are you going to use to kill the Trebuchets? Well, you're going to use paladins. So just camp the siege, camp the towers. And it's working. And Vivi's played really well. He's definitely the MVP of his team this game. But he's running out of gold. He has 22 trade carts. He doesn't have enough cam archers here. He has 170 gold. Only 150 pop for him. The strongest population is Jiaofan, and Jiaofan's getting 2v1'd. It's essentially a 2v1 because Tim's Arbalests don't contribute anything. And oh god, he's just getting Thumb Ring. I mean, it's already bad enough to be going Arbs in my opinion, but to just now get Thumb Ring? Oh, that's such a big upgrade for archers as well. I know the Fat Dragon is used to carrying all that weight. But I don't know if he can carry his team to victory here. He doesn't have the massive cam archers he needs. And his team is getting pushed back here. Tim is in trouble. Tim has just sent some food to CL, so CL has the food for paladins. But his paladins are getting chewed up anyhow. ACCM with a non-stop Conquistador production. He's built towers all along the trade. The whole Vietnam Legends team has played really well this game. And it's not looking good for Frantic. As they, yes, frantically scramble to get towers up. Scramble to get any units here. It's not going to be enough. CL has... he has no economy. Really. He has no economy. No economy balance, that is. Look at these villagers, man. They're not even building towers anymore. It's got to be just a matter of time now. Both sides are getting pushed back. This is game 3, so they won't want to give it up. But I think it is near the end. This is the final best of 3 today. All games have gone to the final. All sets have gone to the final game. It's been a great day for Age of Empires 2, man. And there's a GG from Jiaofan. Frantic, after winning the first game with a huge Vivi carry, they do not have enough to win the best of 3. And that is it. Vietnam Legends takes the victory on Team Acropolis wins 2-1, and they will move on to fight SY on Saturday. So 1 week from today, we will see the semis, and that will be between LOS and Team Secret, and then we will see Vietnam Legends versus SY. What a day, man. What a day. What a game to end on. 1 hour long game time. Look at the teal on the minimap. See, this is a strategy that makes sense when it works, right? I think Tim was trying for something similar with Byzantines, but he just looks foolish now that it didn't pan out. I feel like there are similarities to the way that Vietnam tried to play this and how Aftermath tried to play earlier when they played Secret. Because Bact did essentially what MBL did in that game, which, if you missed it, went for 1 hour and 50 minutes. You can watch the past broadcast once it go offline. There's lots of content there. But it worked out for Vietnam. That's all that matters. And it matters that Tim fell flat in his face here. It was just not a good game for him, and not a good way to play a 4v4 Team Acropolis. Has a lot to do with the Civ choice, and then how he played the Civ choice was, There's the KD, though. Say my name with those Paladins, 395 kills. He's probably just feeding off of Tim that entire time. Eco difference is important as well. Of course, Vietnam locked down their trade very early, and ACCM and Say My Name specifically, they added the trade cards earlier. They did a great job. There's the technology stats, so the uptimes, if you be at all interested in that, you can screenshot and save or pause the video, and then the build difference. That's not a huge talking point. Both teams got to imp, but what a game, and what a day. Oh, man. I'm supposed to go to a party tonight, guys. I'm going to be wiped. Jeez. How many people